Leo Messi. This is it. So nice little wedge here, Wellesley. Carves it,
Yeah.
little kind of slides the fins, and then just always finding those connectors where he can just blow it out.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the eye for it. He surfs out here enough, and I mean, he just picks the eyes out of it too when he has the opportunity.
Yeah, so gets a little release there on the carve and then climbs it, gets the fins up and over. And that would have felt nice to start the heat off 7.17.
I mean, Lucca has just been a relentless score dropper,
Yeah.
just relentlessly posting good score after good score, and he just hasn't stopped.
It's kind of, and if you look at his method under a minute, it's a minute left. I don't know how it's looking. He's going to have to swizzle and have a beautiful shore break right here. So wrapping it through. Can he keep the board speed through this inside? He does. He might have to really send it right here. So big
Oh,
blaster. So well surfed wave. Gonna make it interesting. Gonna really put the judges, give them something to chew on.
705 required.
So not the best wave of the heat, but right there. And we saw Lucca's first wave. I'm sure what they're gonna do up there is rewatch it and go through it all. I think if anything, the start, kind of more wrapping and then a little bit of downtime, that usually can take away from a score.
Sure, just instead of the immediate fireworks.
So counting this one down, 3, 2, and 1. So throws a shaka out to Lucca. Not really too sure what's gonna happen, but either way, great final. Nice wrap. So wraps it back again, just stays right in that little power source and does a good job. Carries the speed, little slash right there, oncoming section, hammers it. So
Wow.
big turn on the inside
Nailed that turn.
and a couple little speed floats for good measure. But I like how that, hit the board. Everything looks nice. It's not as though did anything wrong. He surfed the wave up and blast it right there. So going to check out the replays. So nice wrap. Wave actually has a fullness to it to where kind of looks almost a little bit taller. But then this part is where it gets a little slow. And he does a good job. Carry speed, kind of little check slice, oncoming section, and boom. So give a round of applause for both Taro and Lucca. So scores coming in. First one says a little bit short. So first one saying a little bit short. Second one says yes.
Wow.
So for anyone at home, first score comes in 6.8. Second score 7.2.
I mean, it's right there.
Next score 6.8. 6.5. So looking like there it is, 6.93. So a smidge short. So 2 judges say yes, 3 say no. And looks like Lucca Mesinas going to taking home the victory. Back-to-back champion, Wellesley.
Back-to-back champ, 4,000 points, $9,500, and look at that. Our first 2-time Vans Jacks Pro champion.
Yeah, that's huge. Back-to-back champion at the Vans Jacks Surfboards Pro. There's the boys cheering them up. I think that's Giacomo. And yeah, wow. The Peruvian takes home the victory again. Back to back. Taro down to the wire. Surf that wave really good. I think the start of the wave and then that in between when those waves go a little bit flat, it just takes away from when you're not comboing maneuvers.
Yeah.
To go up into that upper good range.
Yeah, I mean, and Lucca has done really well to just coil up and find those big first maneuvers, and not that kind of rappy stuff. And that kind of, I feel like that really separated him in a lot of the heats that he surfed this week.
Yeah. Yeah, he was, like you said, a little more snappy up through the lip with that vertical snap comparative to the flatter elongated rail turns back on top. How's it feel, brother?
Yeah, guys, it feels amazing. Feels nice.
Well,
Really, really crazy ending in the end. I was like so nervous. I didn't know if that was gonna be the score or not. It came so close. Just hard to because I had priority in the wave before, and a wave came and it looked like a double lap. You know, the double laps, so like even if they're small, sometimes they can be good. And I went for a wave, and I couldn't even get into the wave. And then Taro got the last one. I was like, oh no.
yeah, that was a close exchange, and we were even because there was about 2 minutes left, and you went on that wave, and it kind of disappeared. And we're like,
yeah.
well, the door's open,
Yeah.
Taro, and then he ended up getting the chance. But I think it really comes down, watching the first wave, the slash to big
Yeah.
finish,
Yeah.
and that was, the
First was
difference
good.
of the heat.
Yeah.
So great surfing. I mean,
Thank
you are the man to beat here in Huntington Beach.
Thank you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
you
love
are-
this place. I'm really happy to make it back to back. This
Yeah,
place is
our
so
first
good.
back-to-back champion, Lucca. Congratulations.
Thank you guys. You.
Take it for a walk. Give your thank yous, brother.
Sí, saludar a toda la gente de Perú que siempre me sigue. Volvimos a ganar, así que con todo seguimos ahora enfocados al Challenger y vamos a darle. Arriba Perú. You.
Right on. Soak it in.
Thank you, gracias.